Hello, Houston Kids Counselors. This is Jason Hammond, the Science Outreach Manager from the Children's Museum Houston, here to do a fun science experiment with you, brought to you by the Samuels Family Foundation. Let's go do some science. Hello, everybody. So today we're going to be growing herb gardens, and we're going to be showing you how to grow them in very simple to find materials in your house. And the reason why we're going to show you how to grow herb gardens using these really simple materials is to get you going on your first steps to actually bigger gardens. So let's just get an idea about this. Farming and gardening is much different. Farming is large-scale production of goods and agricultural products and foodstuffs and whatnot. Gardens are much more personal. Gardens are for a family or for a couple of families, depending on your living situation. But what we're trying to show you is that you can grow a garden anywhere. You can grow a garden inside your house. You don't have to go outside. Using all these different materials, you can make herb gardens, and those herbs can be used when you cook food. You know, we use lots of different spices and herbs to make our foods taste better. Now, what we're also going to talk a little bit about is the idea of community gardens, which is the next step you can take. So after you learn how to grow your herb gardens, you might want to go ahead and figure out a community garden within your neighborhood. What are community gardens? Community gardens are gardens where people grow food that is free to all the people within the neighborhood. What they'll generally do is different people will come at different times to water the food, to plant the food, to put soil on the food, to make sure everything's going well. And then when it's time to harvest the food, the different things, you're going to go ahead and go out and get your baskets and put the different foodstuffs in the different baskets. And then you'll divide all that food amongst the different people in your neighborhood and share it out. And then you have fresh, grown, usually organic food that's really, really good for you. So that's the idea we're trying to get across, to get you into doing small-scale gardening, then maybe a garden outside your house, and then community gardens. Okay, so what we're going to do today is explore how to make an herb garden in your home. And we're going to use materials that you can generally find in your home. You can even use recyclable materials. You don't have to actually use the stuff that I'm going to show you. If you have different items you want to use, go ahead and use them. But I actually have to just show you what I have because it's what's on the table right now. But just take what I say and then go with whatever your plan is going to be. Now let me just tell you a little bit about the gardening that we're going to do. Basically, think about farming for a moment. Farming is a large-scale agricultural production of foodstuffs. So when a farmer grows potatoes, generally they are not growing potatoes just for themselves. They're growing potatoes for a manufacturer, or they're growing potatoes for a large-scale community service, or whatever. Gardening tends to be more personal. When a person has a garden, they're growing foodstuffs for themselves, or herbs for themselves, or spices for themselves. Maybe not just for their own family, maybe extended family, maybe neighbors and whatnot, but it's generally on a very, very small scale. Now, what we hope to achieve by showing you how to make an herb garden within your house, and then possibly going outside and planting a smaller version garden within your home, is to step next to community gardens. Now, community gardens is a new movement, and it's very much becoming a movement that people really want to become a part of. And what a community garden is doing is it's growing foodstuffs for a neighborhood or a larger scale community. And the whole idea is people from around the neighborhood will take the time that they have to go help the garden grow. So they'll go and help plant when they can. They'll go and help water when they can. They'll go and help get rid of weeds and things like that when they can. And when it's time to harvest the foodstuff, they'll come all together, the people who have been tending to the garden, put the foodstuffs in different baskets, and then create larger scale baskets that they'll take to different people in the neighborhood. So it's a way of having community spirit. It's a way of sharing with each other. It's a way of getting to know people. So it's a very cool movement that I hope you all become a part of once you learn how to plant your own small scale herb gardens. So let's go ahead and start doing that. Okay, Houston Kids Counselors, this are the things you're going to need to pull out of your box for your herb gardens activity. You're obviously going to need your soil bag. You're going to need these small cups so you can pull your soil out of the bag. You're going to need these large cups. Every kid is going to get 3 of them. Each kid gets to grow 3 different herbs. You're going to need your pitcher, fill it with water. You're going to need a Sharpie. You're going to need your ruler. And of course, you're going to need your seeds. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to gather sort of a tall cup. The reason you want a tall cup is you give the herbs a chance to grow. Once you have gathered your tall cup, you're just going to go ahead and put it this way. Find yourself a ruler. Using inches, go ahead and measure it from bottom to top, and it's 6 inches. Then divide by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. Make a mark by the 2 inch, right there. What that's for is the amount of soil you're going to go ahead and put into the cup. So, then you're going to need your soil. Most soil will do fine. It's okay. What you're going to do is you're just going to get a smaller cup like this, or a measuring spoon or a measuring cup, whatever you have in handy. You're going to get some soil, and you're going to go ahead and fill it up to the cup mark. If you go a little bit under and a little bit over, it's okay. Don't worry about it too much. And that looks about perfect. So now you have some soil for your seeds. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get your seeds, and you're going to go ahead and just grab a few seeds. You're not going to pour the whole thing in, just maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? And once you get them put in, you want to push them down into the soil. And then cover them up. Be careful with them. You don't want to break the seeds. Okay. That's it for now. But when you have those seeds in, you want to put a little bit of water. You don't want to drown it. You just want to get the surface wet. All right. See how I didn't drown it? I just put some in. Now, remember when you made that mark, that 2-inch mark? Well, we're going to make another mark. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the soil to the top, which is about 4 inches. And then we're going to divide by 4, which would be 1 inch. And you're going to make that mark. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to put soil up to that mark. And again, it's okay if it's a little bit less or if it goes over a little bit. Don't worry if you go over the mark or just a little bit under. Let me take that big piece of wood out. And then you're going to put water inside again. And you are done for now. The next part of this is just waiting. Now, every single day, you're going to want to go ahead and check your cup. Now, obviously, you can put a lot of different herbs in. You can put rosemary, thyme, sage, all kinds of stuff. Grow as many herbs as you can. But remember, different herbs need different types of care. So when you get a seed pack, you want to go ahead and look at that seed pack and read the instructions to make sure you're taking care of them all the same proper way. Okay, so we have planted 1 herb inside of 1 cup. Now don't stop there. We have lots of different herbs that you can use, that you can find in your marketplace, or if you go to Home Depot even, there's a gardening section, or any kind of hardware store, you can find different herbs that you can grow. So when you're done planting 1 herb, go ahead and plant a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, whatever, it's fine. But what you do want to take care of is when you're planting these different herbs in your cups, you want to make sure that you look at the back of the seed pack to make sure that you're taking care of them properly. Not every herb needs the same amount of water, needs the same amount of sunlight, needs the same amount of anything. So you just want to make sure that you read and say, okay, put these herbs out in the morning. They go out in the morning, take them out back inside at night, do that. Put it by a windowsill, whatever. Or you can put them outside even, like if you have a stoop, you can put them on your stoop. But some might say, don't put them out until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then you put them out at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Some need water in the morning, some need water in the night, some need water at both times. So just make sure you take proper care of them in that way. Okay, so we also have on our website something called the Daily Herb Growth Sheet. And the Daily Herb Growth Sheet is a sort of calendar you can use to mark the progress of your herbs as they grow. So it starts with day 1. You can draw a little picture of your herb and maybe write something like planted today. And the next day you can write nothing happened. And the next day you can write, ooh, I see a little sprout. And the next day you can write this, and the next day you can write that, and so on and so on. So it's up to 35 days. So if you actually get all the way to day 35 and you need another one, just print another one out. And just day 1 would be day 36. Okay? But this is a really good way for you to remember also to take care of your herbs every single day.